All right, so I am at my friend Mike's house. Mike Higdon, that's him in the door there. And we're going to do a little install of this little switch plate cover for that comes from Meso Customs. It's 3D printed. And it goes in the slot where the little Altoids tin cubby is on the driver's side by the door behind the steering wheel. And the reason he's installing it is because he's got some light switches that he needs to locate there. And the reason I need to do this is because I have the little anytime backup camera switch is this size switch. And the only size switch that I have open on my truck is the big switch, and it just doesn't fit. So I can probably find a different place to put my Altoids, and then we'll have a place to put my switch. We didn't see too many videos on how to do this on YouTube, so I'm just going to make a quick video. It should take 5 minutes tops. If it takes any more than that, I'm out of here. So let's go check it out.
So just real quick, the reason I picked the Meso or Meso, actually I don't know how to say it. Switch. Yeah, maybe Meso custom switch. Is because it was the only one that allowed me to customize the size of the switches. All the other ones, like on Cali Rays and stuff, all go for the tall switch. And like Mike said, the only actual tall switch in Tacomas is the clutch start switch, which in an automatic is just a blank. So I really don't like the tall ones. They just bug me symmetrically. And Meso lets you customize if you want like tall, short, or short, tall, or tall, short. And I just went all short. So it let me customize it, and it was kind of nice that I could just go all short. And that means that when I buy switches, I don't have to think about it. I can just buy the same size all the time.
Now, you've done a lot of research into switches. Do switches generally come in either tall or short?
It seems like they do. For example, when I ordered the lighting that I want to put in here, one of them defaulted to tall, and the other one defaulted to short. Mm. So, because I was buying one of the combos, where it just kind of adds all the stuff in the cart for you. So I actually had to email Cali Rays and be like, please switch the default tall to short. So it seems like it's pretty interchangeable, so it really does come down to kind of a preference.
I think I read that if you have a switch that has 3 poles on the switch, then those are all short.
Yeah, that's true. The ones that like are more like a magnet where they kind of push in and then push back out seem pretty interchangeable. But the 3-pole, which is what I have for both the anytime camera, so it goes, front, standard, and back, and then the puddle lights that I have on the side that I think talked about goes on, off, or auto. Those ones seem to only come in the short switch, and I want to move one of those switches to here, so that automatically makes it so that I wanted at least one short because I didn't have any left on the rest of the car. So right. Similar to your camera, it's kind of the same situation.
Right.
Cool. So to do this, it's pretty easy. We're just going to take this whole, I don't know what you call it, kick or under dash panel, I guess. We're just going to take the whole thing off, and there's only 4 bolts for that. And then the Altoids box just has 4 screws in it, and we'll just reuse them in the same spots. So like you said, it should only take a few minutes.
Get it out. Get the tool out of the box. You need a tool to get the tool out of the box.
Sometimes I have to use a screwdriver to get that stuff out.
Yeah, me too.
So
we're removing the little step panel there.
Yeah.
And that just pops off.
You just use your fingers. It's really
just
easy.
Use your fingers. And then the side panel, there's a little plastic nut on the back there by the dead pedal.
Yes. So it's easy. Just don't try to rip it off. It actually screws on.
Yeah, plastic.
Don't break it.
Probably not necessary. Right. And then the inside kick panel there has little angled things, and if you try to put it back, sometimes they're pointed in the wrong direction. Looks like you had one fall off.
Yeah, I've done this so many times that I've lost it inside the frame, but it still holds on nicely. But it would be nice if you don't lose that one.
When I was putting my anytime backup camera on, I dropped the little electrical connector things inside the body.
Yes.
And I had to get my 6-year-old to come grab it for me. Stick his hand in there and get it.
This is probably the best purchase ever, was just a big giant magnet plate, so I stopped losing things in the cup holders.
Yep.
Makes a satisfying ting. Okay. So these parts are all, once you get the 3 bolts off, they're all held on by more body clips on the inside, so it's just a lot more pulling. Just kind of yanking stuff down.
That was that rubber thing.
No, the sound we heard is that we opened the hood.
Oh.
It happens. But yeah, the rubber thing came out too.
I have a rubber thing, and I was wondering where it came from, and now I know. One of my kids pulled it out, and that goes in the cubby.
Yeah.
It's been sitting in my center console, and I didn't know where it goes.
Okay, so if you want to get a close-up.
All right, so this is the whole panel there, and then
So the back is just the
right.
clean right now because there's not enough buttons in here, but eventually this will just be a nest of wires.
Yeah.
Which is really fun.
I saw somebody makes one for a switch pod, one of those electronic switch pods.
Mm-hmm.
Go there, but
yeah, Meso makes a bunch of combinations of larger versions of this that will replace all of it, including the original buttons and everything. So you can take the whole panel off. That one's like $150, and I didn't need it, but
you might need it later.
Yeah, depending on how much stuff you want to throw in here, you can really.
So there's just 4 screws that come off on the back.
Yeah.
So just a quick aside here, I just scored a free crossbow. Yeah, Mike's giving me this crossbow. Couldn't be happier. Now my kids will have something to. Wait a minute. Maybe I shouldn't take this.
So this is our cubby. I think you look online for what people use it for, and they say they put change in it, but I have no idea why you would put up with jingling change that falls out slowly. So maybe cigarettes or weed or something. Here's the new piece.
New piece. Same bolt pattern.
Yeah, and actually what I'm going to do is I have 3 switch blanks for now because I don't want to just have holes that I can throw things into.
Right.
Here's a better picture instead of a fistful. So I'm just going to fill those up real quick.
All 3 of them? You're not going to actually put a switch in there right yet?
I mean, I could. It is in the middle of the day. I could do that, but...
No, don't worry about it.
Just also want to make sure it fits. There's one.
It's pretty easy to just pull that off and throw a switch in.
Yeah. Yeah, so these are 2 of the originals that I pulled off from the rest of the house. Rest of the car. And so the one on the left is from Meso.
Okay.
So I think it's a generic one. It was like $2.50 just to fill until you have it. So actually the OEM ones fit better and look more like they are flush with it, which is kind of cool.
Nice.
Okay, so we're looking at the shape just so I know which side is up. So it looks like the one with the wings is up.
The wings. The wings are up.
The wings!
4 screws seems like a whole lot to hold that thing in, given that most other things are just held in with plastic clips.
Yeah, definitely. Some people throw their keys in it, which is so weird because this is a key fob car, so you don't even have to take them out of your pocket. And also, I'm just like, that's a good way to lose your keys in your own car and forget where you put them.
Yeah.
So I don't get it. I think the Altoids is actually probably the best use I've heard so far.
Yeah. Well, I don't even put Altoids in it. I put my decoy Altoids in them. Because the kids can see that from the back, and they're like, oh, let's go get the Altoids. And then they're gone, and I have another box of Altoids that I won't tell you where I keep because I don't want the kids to find out. They watch these videos sometimes.
I don't have a lot of experience with 3D printed materials, but I don't get the sense that they're as flexible.
They're not.
Okay. Reversing it back in. Full.
Red to red.
Yeah, well, so these clips are all over the car in different fashions. And luckily, I'm not going to lose it, but there's clips like this inside the door that you can push inside the door. They should be on the piece here.
Oh, I see. That stayed on when it should have come off.
Yeah. So just so that it doesn't... They're just so fussy.
Do you need like a needle nose plier or something?
No, I got it out. So I had to go and buy them. They're like $1 a piece.
Did you buy one, or did you buy
I bought like
50?
10. No, I bought like 10. I was like, in case I lose all of them twice.
So you just pop it back in. Smack it back in.
I just like to hit it. Yeah. There we go. So these are different screws. So the big, stupid, long machine screw with like the unusual tip goes on the far left here. Yeah, I keep my clutch, especially on these body parts, between 12 and 16, and sometimes if there's plastic or nylon parts, I go down to 8.
Yeah. Well, I am pretty impressed with that Meso Customs switch plate cover. I was thinking that since it was 3D printed, the material wouldn't be all that great, but after seeing the one that Mike got, I think I will order one. As you can see right here on my switch plate cover, I have my anytime backup camera switch in the switch for the clutch start cancel, which that's what the switch would be if I had a manual transmission, which I wish I had. So what I want to do is take the cubby out, put the switch plate in, and I'll probably get 3 of the small switches, the short fat switches, and install that in there, and it's really easy and it's really nice. Thanks for watching, and if you liked what you saw, be sure and subscribe and click the like button and post a comment if you have any questions about this whole process. See you later. Happy trails. Bye-bye.